Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I am super happy and excited to see all of you today. I think I have a very fun and informative video for you all. It should be a pretty good one. But first, I just want to introduce myself really quick to all the new people watching my videos. My name is Jacob and I am a full-time online reseller, primarily on the Poshmark app, and that is where I generate my full-time income. And I've been using this YouTube channel to document the day-to-day process of me trying to grow and scale my business. See, I kind of just use this YouTube channel as like a little video diary. See, I think it's gonna be really cool, like 5 years from now, looking back on these videos, seeing the little incremental growth of my business. But if you boil it down, I really just want to preach entrepreneurship through the lens of my business. See, I want you guys to learn from my successes and my failures and my mistakes, and this channel is really catered toward business-minded and entrepreneurial spirited people. So if you are one of those, and I think this is the channel for you, we're building a super cool community here, right here on this channel. If you want to support it, obviously the best thing to do is subscribe, like, and comment. They're all free. You guys have heard the spiel before, and you guys are the best for doing that. So that's my spiel. Let's get on with the video. So I just got back from the post office shipping all my orders for today, and it's been a pretty good week of sales. I'm at about $1,600 for the week so far, and it's Thursday, the day I'm filming this, so that's about $400 per day on average. So definitely a good week of sales. Just keep in mind that sales figure that I typically display in my videos is my redeemable balance. So that's after Poshmark fees, or if I give any seller discounts or shipping discounts, that's after all that stuff. So $1,600 in a redeemable balance on my Poshmark account. So yes, just over $400 per day, a pretty good week of sales. And it's kind of, if you're a fellow reseller, you kind of know we're in the dog days of the reselling market. So I'm really happy to see my sales pretty stable right now, because now that it is March and the weather is getting nicer out and springtime is coming, people are kind of coming out of that winter slump where they do a lot of e-commerce shopping, and it kind of sales really kind of get stagnant from here until I would say mid-summer. At least that is what I have experienced with my business. So I'm really happy to see my sales really be at a stable amount right now, especially during this kind of dog days of the reselling market. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty good week of sales for my business. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to kind of talk about what's selling for my business, do a little state of the market address with you guys. I actually picked out 7 different items of all different types and categories that have sold for my business during this past week. A lot of them are really unique items, some staple items, and maybe some brands that you have never heard of. So if you are a fellow reseller, these are things to look out for because they are selling real time for my business. And hey, maybe if you can get your hands on some of these items or an item in one of these categories, then maybe it can provide a boost to your business as well. So yes, 7 items. I'm gonna go through them with you guys. I'm gonna talk about the numbers, what I bought them for, what I sold them for, all that stuff. Should be a ton of fun. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first item is one of my favorite items that I sold this week, actually. It's a super cool vintage hat, actually. And I haven't talked about hats in a while, but this is a vintage Dale Earnhardt NASCAR leather hat. It is super cool. It has tons of awesome embroidery, really cool colors on it as well. I picked this hat up for about $5 at the thrift store, and I actually was Dale Earnhardt for Halloween, and that was actually why I picked up this hat. But I knew it was worth a little bit of money when I picked it up at the time as well. So not only did I get to wear it for Halloween and be Dale Earnhardt for a night, which was fun in itself, I actually sold this hat for $35 as well, which I think is a very fair price for it, because it's a genuine leather baseball cap, and it's a Dale Earnhardt hat, and it's vintage, and it's NASCAR, and it's just a super cool hat in general. It's probably worth a little bit more money than that, but I did accept an offer on it. I think I got a fair deal on it. I think the buyer got a fair deal on it, and I think it's a win-win overall. A very cool vintage Dale Earnhardt baseball cap, and I got $35 for it. Okay, next up is a really cool vintage Woolrich wool hunting jacket. It's a very nice deep red color. See, these are actually really good jackets to sell if you can get your hands on it. I actually sold this one for $63, and a lot of times you can fetch over $100 for these jackets. Fortunately, this one is one of the least desirable colors, the solid red. Typically, people like to look for that lumberjack classic plaid pattern on these jackets, and I've sold several of those in the past, and I've documented them on this channel as well. But I actually picked this one up for $14 at a local thrift store, a very, very good deal on it. And I sold it for $63. So again, I think a very fair price on both ends. I think the buyer's getting a good deal. I'm happy with the price, all that stuff. I've been preaching these vintage wool hunting jackets from Woolrich and Filson and Johnson Woolen Mills for quite some time now. And I really just wanted to include this because, hey, these jackets are still selling for me. If you can find them, I have no doubts they will sell for you as well. Okay, next up we have a very, very cool pair of Bass Pro Shops Gore-Tex wading bibs. Now these are a super, super cool piece of fly fishing equipment. Now, I actually bought these a while back. They were only a few dollars at my local thrift store, and I actually thought I was going to use them. I thought I was going to use them if I were to ever get into fly fishing or wear them outside or something. So I kind of sat on them for a while and I never ended up using them. So I decided to list them, and I actually got $36 for these bibs. They're a really cool piece of equipment, and obviously people like to use them for fly fishing or different outdoor activities. And these are actually very expensive retail, well over $100. So again, this is another situation where I think the buyer got a very fair price. I got a fair price. I actually accepted a best offer on these as well because I do believe I could have got more money if I sat on them for a little bit longer, but time is also key in business. So I chose just the speed of getting a good return and getting it quicker than getting a better return and waiting longer. I can just invest that money faster into my business, which I think is vital at this point in this stage of my business. So all that to say, I am very happy with the sale, and I think it's a very, very cool item. Next up is actually another vintage woolen hunting coat, and this one is from Bemidji Woolen Mills. Bemidji Woolen Mills in Minnesota. It's a really, really cool kind of local woolen mill shop in northern Minnesota, which is, well, I grew up in Minnesota if you guys are new to this channel. And if you've been watching this channel for some time as well, you know this is the second time I have sold this jacket as well. So I recently sold this about 2 to 3 weeks ago, had it returned, relisted it, and sold it again. I actually sold it for $78 this time. I think I got $100 for it last time, which is kind of what I expected to get out of it, that $100 mark. But again, you know, speed is also vital to business, so I took a best offer for $78, which again, very fair price on my end and the buyer's end. And if you're wondering why I was returned, it was just a little too large for the original buyer, so I returned it, and well, I sold it again very, very fast. So I'm super, super happy with that. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a really cool kind of old world style jacket, you know, that classic plaid lumberjack style, just a really, really cool jacket, and got a very, very good price for it. Okay, next up, I have a couple staple items for my business. These are kind of the bread and butter items, and I wanted to include these because I know a lot of the items I talk about might be kind of hard to find or a little unique or something like that. So I want to include some staple items that I always have in stock that just sell, and they're kind of foolproof at this point. And the first one is this pair of Levi's dark wash 502 tapered fit denim jeans. I go through a ton of Levi's and American Eagle jeans and Lee jeans and Wrangler jeans and all sorts of jeans. I mean, jeans are a big staple part of my business. I buy them all the time and I sell them all the time. And I actually got $18 for this pair of jeans. I get a lot of my jeans from the Goodwill bins where I pay by the pound. So I pay about probably, I would say about 70 cents or maybe $1 on average per pair of jeans. And I sell them in this ballpark a lot of times at $15 to $20 range, depending on the size and the style of jeans and the wash and the fit and all that stuff. But this is a very, very good kind of example of a very staple item that sells all the time for my business, a good old pair of Levi's jeans. Okay, now the next item is another staple item, and it's actually this Polo Ralph Lauren button-down shirt. Now I know like the jury's kind of out on Polo or Ralph Lauren, you know. I know some people have success with it and some people don't have success with it. And I know some of like their higher end pieces, you can get a lot of money for it, but some of their run-of-the-mill pieces like this one, you know, the button downs and the classic Polo shirts, I know some people don't like to source them anymore because they sit on them longer and the market's kind of oversaturated with it. But I always pick them up because I can get them for cheap, and they always, again, they sell in that $15 to $20 range. Much like the Levi's, it's kind of a staple piece of inventory for my business as well. Just the classic kind of Ralph Lauren pieces, you know, the button downs and the polos and the chino pants. Whenever I can pick them up, I always do because I get them for cheap. And I like I said, I always sell them in that $15 to $20 range. They're kind of just another staple item in my inventory. So I don't know what the jury verdict is on Ralph Lauren yet, but I always pick it up when it's cheap and it seems to do well for my business. Okay, now the last item I want to talk to you guys about today is, again, another item where I don't know if the jury's out on it yet or or not, but again, I'll always pick it up if the price is right, and it is Vineyard Vines. This is a Vineyard Vines polo t-shirt. I got this one at the regular Goodwill, not the Goodwill bins. I think I paid $3 for it. It's new with tags. It's a size small, which is kind of a undesirable size, but I sold it for $21, which is a very good price for a garment new with tags, especially when these polos MSRP for quite a bit of money, you know, $40, $50, $60, depending on the model that you get. But much like Ralph Lauren, you know, Vineyard Vines is kind of getting played out a little bit and a little oversaturated, but again, I always buy it when I can find it. I can't find it as frequently as, say, Ralph Lauren or Levi's, but it's kind of a staple piece again. I know I can sell Vineyard Vine garments in that $15 to $20 range, and if I can buy them cheap enough, they fit into that business model perfectly, you know, what I consider my staple items of my inventory. So I just want to throw it in there because, again, I don't know what the jury says on Vineyard Vines. I know, you know, there's a couple schools of thought on it, so I figured it'd be valuable to include it, and, you know, if you have success with it, let me know. If you don't have success with it, let me know. Much like Polo, you know, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. Okay, so that's my list for today. 7 items that I sold this week for, I think, some good money, and I think a good variety of items. Some staple pieces, some unique pieces, some higher end pieces, some more profitable pieces. Yeah, I just think it's a good mix of items, and I think it kind of represents what's selling for my business. All right, well, that is today's video. I hope you guys found it informative and fun and educational, hopefully, and, well, entertaining at the least. But those are a few items that helped me average over $400 per day reselling on the Poshmark app this week. So yep, that is today's video. That's all I have for you guys. But before I leave, I just want to extend a big thank you to everybody who has been contributing and liking my videos and putting thoughtful comments in the comment section. You know, I don't think I talk about this enough, but I really do take all that stuff to heart, and I learn from it, and I love your guys' criticism because it makes me grow as a person and as a business owner, and you guys, you know, you guys are literally so smart and so bright and have great ideas, and I really do think of things that I don't think of a lot of times, or I'm naive to, and stuff like that. So I just want to say a big thank you to all you guys because I really do appreciate it, and you guys are actually the best. I know I say that a lot of times, but you do really motivate and inspire me. So thank you, everybody. All right, until next time, be good to one another. I'll see you guys again. Peace.